UFC welterweight Randy Brown. Thank you so much for the time. I see you got the green screen. You got the whole setup now. The last time I talked to you, you were thinking about doing it, and now you're doing it.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, you gave me honestly, I credit that to you because you told me to go ahead and do it, and it's like I kind of felt like I was half-assing it, and you were like, hey, it doesn't have to be big, just do it, just start it is the most important part, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, fuck it, let me just go ahead and just get it done. So I started it, and then coronavirus and the fucking quarantine and all that, I just was like, all right, it just led me into a rabbit hole, gave me the full time to actually really do it the right way. So yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. Well, how's it going, man? How's the Twitch streaming and all that stuff?
All right, it's going. It's going. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. I I've been doing like a show now. I do like a podcast. I was just doing a podcast. I see you in there from time to time. I'm doing like a fight reviews called the Rude Views that I do on Twitch. Um, what else? A lot of shit, man. A lot of shit. Now I'm on YouTube documenting, getting ready, preparing for the fight, under quarantine and all that shit. So yeah, it's a good time. Definitely a good time.
All right, I wanted to get into that. Your vlog series that you're putting up,
Hmm.
Real Rude. What's up with that Asian dude at the fish market, man? Like, what is he saying to you? I don't understand what he's talking about. But you're just like
I don't
looking at him, smiling at him.
I don't know, but that's my guy though. That's my guy. He speaks straight Japanese to me every time. I never know what he's saying, and I'm just like, yo, yeah, man. But that's my guy, man. That's my guy.
Definitely, definitely. Well, it's good times, man. I'm glad you're doing those vlogs, man. It's always good when fighters give a little peek into what they go through, man, because I feel like fans need to know, even if they're not a fan of you particularly, they
Hmm.
could maybe come across it and kind of see who you really are and what you go through.
For sure, for sure. And it humanizes us in a way, because a lot of times people kind of just look at us as entertainment, and getting a peek in my life and my family life and what I do to get ready and just to hear me talk to the camera and share certain things with you guys. It puts a different kind of perspective on, the combat warrior.
And also, you show the side, your Jamaican side, like
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
speaking the with the Jamaican accent and everything. I was kind of
Yeah, yeah.
surprised by that. I never heard you do that until that vlog series.
Oh no, that's honestly, I just speak to you. When I speak to you guys, I talk like this. When I'm on a podcast, I talk like this. But for the most part, I'm talking patois, man. When I'm with the family, I'm speaking patois for the most part. My siblings and my friends and all that. So
Yeah, I would like to see you like do that. Speak that. Patois, is that how you say
yeah,
it? I would like to
patois.
see you do that, man, in interviews and even I think your
But then
post
you guys
fight
wouldn't know what I'm
in the
saying. You
cage.
wouldn't know what I'm saying. You wouldn't know what I'm saying, man. So I did one time in the octagon and after a win early as my debut, and Joe Rogan looked at me, he was like, "Well, all right, brother." Like he had no clue what I said, and I was like, "All right, so that's gonna be tough. I can't do that anymore."
All right, all
But
right.
yeah, man, we just representing Jamaica, also representing Jamaica Queens, so the blog gives people a chance to see me of who I really am because I'm very private. I've always been very private, but now I feel like I need to break out of that and just kind of fuck it, just show the world who I am and who I actually am. And people always say, bro, you have such a big personality. People will love you, man. You should put yourself out there more. And I always was like, I don't know. And then now I'm doing it. Now I'm doing it. So here we are.
All right, man. Well, you do have the platform now. You're growing. Your star is growing. Your I guess your profile is getting bigger. So it's time to do it, man. Now let's talk about Vicente, man. After the cancellation, Vicente actually took a fight and beat Nico Price. Were there conversations to fight someone else, or was it always Vicente?
It was always Vicente. It was always Vicente. Honestly, the conversation of fighting someone else was between me and my team. But I was actually shocked that he decided, he got the fight, he fought, he's in top 10. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to try to fight up rather than come back to fight me. And honestly, hats off to him because he didn't have to. But I went on Twitter right after his fight, and I mentioned him, added him and said, hey, we got some unfinished business, and he ignored it. So I thought he wasn't really going to, but then, you know, man, he's a warrior. I said this in every interview. I know he's a warrior. He's a man of his word. He's a man of moral. So, he did what he's supposed to do, and he kept his word, and now we're gonna run it back. So I appreciate that.
The corona situation in your area, how is it right now?
It's hard. It's hard. You know what I mean? It's not easy, but we're making do. We're making it work. Doing what we got to do.
So how much has it affected the training camp actually? Like what is the balance of actually going into the gym or even just doing your workouts at home? What's going on with that?
I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym, but mostly at home. But I'm in the gym when I can be in the gym. It's open for for the athletes, the pros, and all that. We're making it happen, but not as much as it should be. But we're doing what we need to do. You know what I mean? This is where, where I feel my experience will kick in. This is where the time I've spent, the time I've been a professional athlete, I can't always rely on my coaches and people around me. This is where I have to dig deep and focus on me. I have to get up, go get the job done, go run, go do my cardio. But again, I also have a great team and a great, you know, a set of support group around me. I have good people around me, so they help me. They help me and they show up when I need them to show up. So whether it be in the backyard, whether it be you'll see the vlogs, we're in the backyard a lot doing work. Whether it be at the gym at night, sneaking in, getting in an hour or so. Everybody's with me, so we get it done. We make it happen.
I see you do the old school, you put the ice in the bucket and
Yeah.
dip yourself in there compared to like other guys now, they're doing the cryo chambers. Have you done that or is it just better
I
for you
did
to
the
do the
cry. It doesn't
ice?
work for me. I don't think it
Mm.
works for me. There's nothing gonna. That's not. What are you going there for? Like a couple minutes? Like it's not. It's not as cold as the ice. I guarantee it's not as cold as the ice. That's just that new. That's just some fluff. They just hit you with some fluff. I mean, it's cold. It works, but bro, no. You want to get in there and feel that cold on your skin, that
Mm.
ice, cold water on your skin, and it puts you in a place. Mentally. It just is. It makes you tougher and it makes you focused. And it's just a place I feel like personally, I talk about it in the blog. I feel like personally, I have to do that. It's something I've been doing, and I have to do it in order to, keep myself in that, remind myself of what it is. This is not easy, and kind of keep me in that dark place. So, me personally, I like to do it that way. Nothing against the fluff and the other one, but I like to do this one.
Well, training is not ideal. Did you ever consider going out of state and doing your camp, kind of moving yourself somewhere where it's a little bit more lenient?
I did honestly. Um, I thought about going to New Zealand. Not New Zealand actually. I thought about going to New Zealand. Only thing is night is day and day is night, so that would have been weird for me. Hard for me to pick up initially. But again, with a fight like this, I think it's my first fight breaking into the top 15. A strong, tough opponent like this. I wouldn't want to do this without my coach. I wouldn't want to do this without the guy that I started this with. So I feel like a fight like this, maybe the next fight and you see where things are. I'll maybe do a camp out there. But for this one, I feel like I had to just try to. We're gonna make it work, so we tried our best to make it work here.
So did you talk with city kickboxing? Is that who did you
How'd
were
you know?
thinking
I
about
said
going
New
to?
Zealand, and you said City Kickboxing. How'd you know City Kickboxing? No, I did. I said, well, I spoke to Stylebender. Me and him had a conversation, and he said, anytime, I'm more than welcome to come down. So I was looking forward to doing that, because that's a guy that, he's motivated me a lot, just from the things that he's accomplished, being, with the similar fight style and the way that he fights, so I really like that. So I decided, maybe I can go up there and pick up some things and maybe it'll be a good chance for me to, just learn and do well over there, you know, learn some new things, add some new tools to the toolbox.
Definitely, definitely. Now with Vicente, he fought Nico. How did you think he looked against him?
I thought he looked great. I thought he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Yeah,
That's
that's pretty
it.
much it. I
That's
thought
it.
he looked great. Again, I
Basically, an
fought Nico.
entertaining fight then.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be exact. It turned out to be exactly what I thought it was gonna be. I don't want to sound bitter or anything like that, but I don't think Nico is at that level, of a guy like Vicente. You know what I mean? Skill wise, obviously I fought him and he beat me, but I just don't think he's at that level, you know. But Vicente is on that level. Vicente is on a whole nother level, as far as when it comes to toughness, that grit, coming forward, throwing bombs. Dangerous guy.
All right, now stylistically, where do you feel like you're gonna shine against Vicente?
Stylistically, I think I'm a stylistic nightmare for the dude. You know, that Dutch style of just hands up coming forward. That's American boxing, my kind of style is that's a dangerous style, to kind of go up against, just coming forward, heavy pressure, hands up. I got a long reach, I'm very twitchy, I got fast twitch with all my shit, clean technique on the feet. I think on the feet, I'm going to shock a lot of people, actually. I think on the feet, this fight is not going to be as close as people think it's going to be. I was saying, especially with, just his style, especially with that power based style, don't sitting on everything, slow, just marching forward. It's tough. I mean, people said the same thing with Barberina when I fought Barberina. I was the underdog. Remember that? I was the underdog, and I was gonna get this and I was gonna get that. A lot of people saying a lot of shit, but sorry. But you know, styles make fights. And you see how that turned out. And they had fight of the year. They were back and forth, but obviously they have a very similar style. They're warriors. They coming forward, throwing bombs at each other, nose to nose. They both they clash. My style is a little different, so gonna make for a masterpiece, I think.
Yeah, that's one interesting point is that Vicente he's involved in these fight of the years all the time. He's in these wars. Do you see this fight the same way? Do you want to be in a war, or is it like, man, I'm staying away from the war. I'm trying to piece this dude up and get out of there fast.
Wherever the fight takes place, I mean, my style personally doesn't. I don't want to say doesn't allow for a war. Obviously, I've been in wars in the gym, but I've never yet to been in a war in the octagon. But styles make fights, man. That's all I say. Styles make fights, and I got a hell of a style. And I don't know about a war. I think people said it was gonna be a war with Barberino. They said it was gonna be either a bar or I was gonna get cooked in like a round or so. Saw how that turned out, right? Warley Alvarez, another guy. I was the underdog again. Supposed to get cooked in that fight. See how that turned out. So I'm gonna just bet on myself and go in and do what I do.
I saw your interview with James Lynch, and you said the media is underestimating you, and you kind of said that right now. As a
Hmm.
professional athlete, how big of an effect do you think media has on the perception of an athlete?
Oh, a lot, a lot. Obviously, it relies the athlete himself.
Mhm.
Um, has more to do with his perception than the media, but the media definitely plays a part.
Do you think like some fighters, I guess in the UFC, they kind of have a bad rap because certain people in the media just don't like them? Do you see that sometimes? Like
No,
certain people don't like
no.
certain people.
I guess, but I don't see it. I don't see that. I mean, obviously, if people don't like you, they're just not gonna give you any shine on their shows, right? They're just not gonna
Mm-hmm.
interview you. Um, I just think that the media needs to look at things more objectively. That was my thing. You look at things more objectively. Um, just have a better understanding of the sport. Some guys don't really have the understanding. They just kind of just go off of what's trendy. What's trending, not more so. Of a real educated standpoint. Of what's what when it comes to combat. It's more so just the entertainment spot. That's all.
Do you feel some media members they're just too focused on guys that are in the top 10 and that's it?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But that's what's going to get them. And I understand that. I know why it has to be that way in a way, because that's what's going to get them the views. You know what I mean? For they may be a guy that's really good from the technical standpoint. And they're like, oh man, this guy's amazing, right? This guy is the next big thing. This guy's they're going to wait until everyone else catches up, so that they can get the views, rather than, putting it out there on their own and saying, hey, this is the next guy, and they don't want to risk being wrong.
Now, you debuted in 2016 with the UFC. It seems like you've grown muscularly, like you're bigger. Do you feel that?
Absolutely.
How many pounds have you put on since that time?
A lot.
Oh,
A lot. I
really?
put on about, I want to say maybe about 10 to 15 pounds of muscle since
Wow.
2016. Yeah, man. I've gotten a lot stronger. I needed to get with it was right before I fought Mickey Gall. I started working with a strength and conditioning coach called over at Blocks Fitness. His name is Matt Mattis in Garden City. And the dude is a mad scientist, man. The dude he knows his shit, functional train, things that are actually gonna benefit me, in the training camp or in the actual fight, So yeah, that was a huge turning point for me, just being stronger, because I was able to do all these things, all these athletic things, and I was fast and I was moving and I was elusive and I was sharp, and everyone's like, oh my God, this guy is But then I'd get a guy will hold on to me. I'd be like, oh shit, I can't move. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I've gotten stronger, worked on my wrestling and shit like that, and now it's a whole different animal in there. Now it's a whole different animal.
So throughout the years, because of the strength, you can get out of positions that normally you weren't able to get out of, and it gives you more confidence, I guess, into going to the ground or wherever in the clinch, all of that, right?
For sure, for sure. And now I can dictate. I have the ability now to dictate where the fight takes place. Not only just through raw strength, but obviously I've been wrestling, working on my Greco, judo, and all that shit. So I can dictate where the fight takes place. Or if I happen to get taken down, I'm able to, work my way. I'm comfortable using my jiu-jitsu on my back and deciding, hey, all right, it's time for me to stand up, and I'm gonna get up.
All right, one last thing, man. The landscape of this division, man. There's so many good fighters, man, coming up, and there's a lot of contenders. Who do you think should fight Usman next, man? Because it seems like this is a big debate right now. Is it Burns or is it Edwards? Who do you see?
Man, we spoke about this on the podcast. Shit, man. Burns, bro. I think Burns is more exciting. He's more current right now, all right? And that goes back to the whole media thing again. I feel like he had great performances against, Woodley and the top guys, and he was just a guy who was just ready to fight, man. No excuses. He's ready to go. Took fights on short notice. I feel like it was just the other day he wasn't even in the top 15, you know? And he got it done. He got it done and made his way up the rankings quick, and you got to respect that. But the other guy, Leon Edwards, see that? You see that? Like, I can't even remember it, right? Why? Because, again, I just feel like he just doesn't, I don't know, he deserves it. I think when you talk about someone who deserves it more, he deserves it more. But when you want to look at entertainment factor, you're going to go with Burns, because of everything that's happened, and it's all recent, it's fresh in your mind. But Edwards, I think he deserves it because it's like he's 9-fight win streak, man. That's a hell of a thing, at welterweight. That's serious. And I don't know. I think he deserves it. I do think he deserves it. But Burns is hot right now. That's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you who. What I would say is what I think is gonna happen. I think Burns is gonna get the title shot, and Edwards is gonna have the option to fight Masvidal for a big money fight, and he has the option to either sit that out or take that fight. He'll probably take that fight, and the winner of that will fight for the title, whoever the champion is. I think that's how that's gonna play out.
Let's say you're in Edwards' position. Burns gets the title shot. Would you wait for the title shot after Burns fights, or would you take the Masvidal fight?
I'd take the Masvidal fight. That's a big money fight.
Money.
That's a big money fight. And plus, bro, 3-piece and a soda, son. Come on, bro. I can't. I'm not letting that fly. I'm not letting that fly. I am not letting that fly. And you kind of feel bad for dude because, like, I feel like
he didn't get his chance to retaliate, though.
He didn't get a chance to retaliate. He just didn't. But he can't. Even him and Burns going at it online, and it's like the trash talking is just like not there for him, bro. Like, he's British. It's like Americans don't respect British trash talk. It's just like, even if it's, unless you're Bisping, you know what I'm saying? It's just different. So I feel like Burns like ate him up online, and then people just shit on him, fucking Colby Covington calling him Leon Scott and shit. Like that was like a thing, you know what I mean? So I don't, it's hard. So you feel bad because he gets the shitty end of the stick, but he doesn't deserve that because of the work he's put in. But that goes to show you again. I'm going off on a tangent, but that goes to show you again, like the state of the sport. Again, it's not about being a martial artist and being humble. Like for me personally, that shit goes out the window when I step in the octagon. I use that in my daily life, and I learned that this is the entertainment business. You got to show up and fucking grab people's attention, with your skills, and whether it be your skills or whatever. Me personally, I like to use my skills, but sometimes you got to use your mouth. Pause.
That is no doubt, man. This is a mixture of skills and entertainment and everything, man. You got to be the total package once you get up there at the top, man. There's very rare. It's very rare that certain fighters get there, and then they don't get involved in that. You know what I mean? Which is,
Absolutely, you have to.
I think that era has passed. Do you feel like that era has passed a little bit?
Yeah, it's gone, bro. And then you have to be able to create your own narrative. Don't wait for the media to do it. You know, you need to do it. You need to do it with with everything that you can, any way that you can. And I'm learning that, and that's important. I wish I knew that earlier.
And you could hate Kobe Covington all you want, but man,
That's a
he's a
fact.
perfect example of someone
That's a
that did
fact.
that.
That's a fact. That is an absolute 100% fact. Yeah, he's a scumbag, but look, he did what look what it did for him and his family, right? That
Yeah.
when it at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Do you care about what anyone else has to say about you? No. Your family's good, you're good. That's what you got into the sport for.
All right, August 1st, man. You're back in the octagon in Las Vegas at the Apex. This is a fire matchup, man. I know come on, anybody that knows the sport, they know it's a fire matchup, and I'm
Oh yeah.
looking forward to this. And you guys are both great guys too, man. I've interviewed both you guys many times,
Yeah, man.
and it's always
He's a
good
nice
talking to
guy.
you.
We
Always
actually we
chopping it
actually
up.
trained. We actually trained once, back
Wow.
in the
All
day.
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll send you the picture after that.
All right. All right. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
we
Cool.
we trained a while ago. Cool dude.